Okay. Hello, friends, enemies, and everyone in between. This is Ollie from 4 years in the future? Something like that. So we lost a couple of Ace Attorney streams. We lost all of episode 2, the memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro, and I believe the first part of The Great Departed Soul. Basically, Twitch deleted a bunch of my VODs before I could download them. This is back in the day where I was good at archiving stuff. I'm not good at archiving stuff yet, it's all a lie. Yeah, we had a... We had another case with Saseki Natsume, and we met Professor Hairbrain. Some stuff happened. I'll be honest, it's been 4 years since I played this, so I cannot remember off the top of my head what happened. Well, yeah, I'm attaching this to the first part of the first part that was available again. Sorry, this is all off the cuff. Maybe I should have written it down. Yeah, we lost some streams. Sorry. That content's out there in the Great Wide World if you ever want to find it. I have no intention to repeat it. But yeah. Please enjoy the rest of the Great Ace Attorney streams if you're watching. Thank you everyone who came by for coming by. I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now. Hello.
Hello.
Flashback to last week, I guess. Oh, whoops. And immediately dropped my phone. Amazing.
Damn.
How are we doing?
Doing pretty good.
Nice. That's wrong thing. There we go. Okay. Let's get going.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I've heard good things. Which is not becoming of a case 3.
I mean, yeah, we said the same thing last time, though. In that case, was pretty good.
True. Maybe they've learned, clearly.
I mean, we'll see if and when Ace Attorney 7 comes around.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo the Platypus! Off to a great start. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I'll be honest, I don't really understand. It doesn't make any sense. Oh god, this is good. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this to myself?
You have to. You made your bed, now lie in it.
Hell yeah. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel it every time I'm here, that gravity. Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure? Some kind of air pressurenator? I think it's probably all in the mind. Ah. Yes, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life. To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machininator from being made public. Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I had to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. I'm already exhausted. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail.
My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with a most tiresome case here.
You can just tell it's him, can't you?
Yeah.
Thank you for the hydrate. You're coming through a bit quiet today. I don't know if that's... if I'm just hearing things.
Alright, let me turn myself up a bit more. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, we'll work with that. We'll see how that works.
Okay. I don't know if it's like a voice mod thing, because I know like when I have it like plugged in and on clean, I'm louder, but...
Fair enough, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Oh, what a shock! Mr. Sholmes, I didn't expect to see you here. Oh shit, that water is fresh out the fridge. That was nice.
Yeah.
It's very mean, Runo, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him.
How the hell did Iris manage before we moved in? Is it? Are you? Sherlock Sholmes?
I imagine it's like the Perry the Platypus thing where it's like, detective! He puts on the hat, Sherlock Sholmes! Indeed, I am he, Sherlock Sholmes!
One of my favorite ones of those is one time Phineas and Ferb are holding like a giant parade, like with giant floats and stuff, and Doofenshmirtz falls out of his building, lands on a Perry balloon, and it's just like, a platypus balloon? And it just floats by like a convenient like billboard which has a hat that separates and just lands on the thing. It's like, a Perry the platypus balloon?
Yeah, that one's great.
Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany.
Ah yes, Rant's magazine is on sale in Germany too.
This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in The Adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful. I love Sonic 06. Terrible.
Ah yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned the snake, I seem to recall.
Oh boy, no it didn't, did it?
No, that was the speckled band.
Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay.
He's gotta go be a waxwork. Oh.
I've urgent business at Madame Thespel's.
He has to go be a waxwork. You mean... your waxwork job?
No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services.
God, I hope we see more of her.
Yeah, she's neat.
Oh, so you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you?
The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally.
Naturally.
As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention.
Oh, well, never mind then. I understand.
Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie.
Ryunosuke's secretly thanking his lucky stars that he doesn't have to put up with Sholmes for this trial.
I shall return forthwith.
Luckily, he's got the real brains of the Operation Iris by his side.
Well, until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Oh, you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley.
Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say.
Oh yes, quite, definitely, absolutely, I totally understand. Is someone a little starstruck?
I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Harebrain.
He knows my name? I thank you.
Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please.
You're not gonna fit in there, Sholmes. Huh? What's this about?
As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible.
But the professor said the demonstration was a success.
Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Bruno, and I have to say, I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree. But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? That's contradictory.
And it's that contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial, I've no doubt.
What's that supposed to mean?
Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley. Well, it looks like you're on your own for today, Bruno. Chin up, you can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris?
Ah, no, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
Oh shit, okay. I see. I've got no one to bounce my stupid brain off.
It's gonna be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is.
I bet I know what it is. That sounds ominous. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom at once. We're on our way.
Right.
An experiment of the laws of science. The laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Inosuke. That's the key to this case. Oh, that was a short one. Good stream. Oh, right, there's more. This is the sound of thingy's fish reloading. It's taken me weeks to piece that together.
God.
Oh, entirely new, maybe?
Yep. You mean jury? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
It's very weird that we don't have the old doctor dude this time, though. He was in all the trials.
Most of that. I don't remember if he was in Trial 3, but other than that, yeah, I believe so.
What,
Yes.
the original? Yeah, he was. That was the first, Was that the, first Saseki case?
No, I'm thinking of the Magnus McGilded case.
Oh!
Which had, I think the grandma.
I
Which
think
might be
he
where
might
you're
have been.
getting a bit.
I don't remember. Anyway, sorry.
We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice and what's more. Holy crap! Christ! I thought that was going to be a case of, oh, this is Iris's surprise, because that's what I thought Iris's surprise was. But Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting to actually see her for a second. That has completely thrown me. I'm without Susato-san today. Your Honor, I'd like to apologize for the cat flap we made last time we were here. Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
So,
I had another thought about who the masked dude could be, but it doesn't make sense to me, so I'm not going to dwell on it.
I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well, Mr. Odie Assman.
Oh, right, yeah!
Mr. Assman himself. Mr. Assman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities. It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zeeks. You weren't here for that, Ryunosuke, but the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom. And yet I don't get paid for it.
But 2 days ago, on October 21st, Mr. Osman met his end.
Mr. Osman.
The work of the Reaper, was it? Or Smith.
Why did that hit me so hard? Okay,
If that's how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Osman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Hairbrain. Very well then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. Are 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty?
Alright, let's see how these pieces fall. Holy crap! That...
We're gonna have to see who wants to play who. Dividing it even, I guess. I always play the first one, so I can give you this one.
Which is why I was about to just launch into it.
Fair enough, yeah.
I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
I suppose I could take this one, yeah?
Okay.
To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
I can't see this next guy yet, but I know I want them. Holy crap! Okay, that's not... I had a voice in mind, but I don't know that it'll fit anymore. Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials, all are nothing more than performances.
Who voiced the old man last time?
I did.
Okay, then I can voice this old man.
Yeah, sure.
Any spurious scholar that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang.
Like that. Oh!
Do you want this one?
I guess.
Do you want Corn Girl?
Oh God, Corn Girl is my new favorite.
She looks right out of Leighton.
We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
I guess that leaves me with this dude.
Holy shit!
No! Wasn't like this in my day! Wasn't like this at all!
You brought a gun!
Nobody questions why I brought the gun to the courtroom.
That's... Oh, the police killer Otomo looked like... Again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. going to town.
She just how much corn does she have under the desk? Probably as much as the wine that Antiques has. Or it's reloadable, yeah.
Yeah,
now, as I'm sure you're all aware.
It's definitely reloadable.
This incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition, shortly after its opening. Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators.
For the record, before I could see he was an actual magician, I was going to go for a Queen voice. He looked like he needed Queen's voice, but
fair enough.
Then I saw the facial hair and I was like, oh no, this is a wizard. Not wizard, magician. Fuck.
A tragic turn of events. And as such, the eyes of all London, no, of the whole world, will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel. So, your opening statement, please, Lord of Antiques. At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world. One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage. The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. Good lord!
What is happening in there? It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity. And beam them instantly to another location where they're subsequently reassembled.
Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility?
No. Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity? My goodness, how shocking!
Boo.
Oh god, right.
The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny.
I really like this voice.
Yeah, I found a really good voice for him in my Grey's Attorney playthrough. I'm just doing the same thing here where I suck in my fucking teeth under my lips.
Nice.
Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field?
Don't fucking out them.
I am, and my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock.
So, this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter? The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success.
Oh, you airhead. God damn it. I'm so mad. I'm doing what Arno does and just staring at him now. I'm jealous of how well he does his makeup. What?
What? Order! Professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asmund's life.
I can't believe they gave him that name.
In order to be the sole benefactor of the grant.
But...
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
You airhead.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution stance is clear.
I need to have a look at this, because... Okay.
You will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims. Gladly, my lord.
Do we find out who they are in this trial?
I'm honestly not sure if I should say or not.
Okay, fair.
Bailiff, show the first witnesses to the stand.
Hey!
It's an all Ollie testimony. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, sir. Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation. They should have brought, fucking Gina in as well.
Albert Harebrain is a scientist.
You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition.
Once again, my window is open. Just remembering.
Just your neighbors hearing you yell as Doofenshmirtz.
Yep. Fuck it. It's summer. Shit happens. What you demonstrated was incredible, alright? An incredible explosion. Oh! No one? Fine.
But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success.
Well, that much is undeniable, as shown with this photograph taken by the forensic investigation team. Or FIT for short.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. This centerpiece to the exhibition, no less.
Interesting. Interesting that it looks like he was shot. And it doesn't look like he died from explosion. That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it. Jesus.
I see. Very well. Submit the photograph as evidence.
A photographic print of the victim taken after he had ostensibly been beamed to the Crystal Tower. Shows an apparent stab wound to the chest. Okay, stab. Cool. As the court said, the victim of the incident was Mr. Rhodey Assman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see. So summarize the situation. The defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly. But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus? Used for the demonstration?
That's right, that must be it. My splendid machine, my poor splendid machine.
Goddamn hair. Sorry yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Stussy.
Damn it, I forgot.
Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act, SDSEA, the Stussy.
I think we're skipping a step, but alright.
Well, that's what the acronym is. Stussy.
Okay.
What? The wreckage! The wreckage!
But being that the case, how can the facts be established? How could it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act? Extremely simply, my lord. I beg your pardon? Isn't that right, witness?
What? Sorry, me? Fairy godparents?
No, your neighbor.
Angela? I don't think she was there.
Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can you possibly think that?
Thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed to formal testimony. You'll explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder.
Corpse went crashing through the crystal tower at a broken neck.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection, that's all. That was my mistake.
But post-mortem examination revealed another injury. Fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. So the victim was killed right before he went anywhere. And this fella's the only one who could have done it. How did he make his fish and chips disappear? They were literally in his hand a second ago. I'm gonna have to watch that animation in the cross-examination.
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge. Coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that.
You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused.
Oh, well, I don't get it.
No, that couldn't be further from the truth.
I've here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team. Victim stood himself inside something called the bird cage, ready to be beamed instantly. To the second level of the crystal tower, about 25 yards away.
The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. And accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in midair. From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window.
Didn't happen at the year awards. Cool.
My word, one assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you.
No. Not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
The autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record. Your request is granted, counsel.
The autopsy report of the victim, Mr. Assman. His neck was broken from the impact of a violent fall and was stabbed in the chest with a sharp object. Oh yeah, I want to check.
I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance.
Did I get another? Oh, that was the photo. Cool. Odie Assman, male, 47, British, 21st October, around 2:20. Hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Broken vertebra, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. Okay. Torn piece of canvas-like material back to rubber. Okay. Something to do with the hot air balloon is what I'm getting.
The only other person on stage with Mr. Aspen was a disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Hard to think otherwise, really.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while. Blah, 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 blah.
Hold it!
Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height? Exactly. Which I like something else about this old rum business. What's that?
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
After the explosion, the cage with the fellow inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair.
So although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
It's probably him.
Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster?
I made a mind of blah, blah, we read that.
Hold it!
So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself? Personally?
Absolutely, the calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out.
Only, you got it wrong, didn't you?
Yes, that's right, that's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake. Do you mind not reloading your fish next to me?
People fall for that brazen confidence. I should try it.
I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened.
Obviously, then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Aspen was wearing at the time, I suppose.
Ah. Crackling comets! The answer should have been 3!
So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third.
Hold it!
Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I didn't think I have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds, don't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it? Too right. Obviously, at first, we thought bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well. But you're saying that's not the case? You'll get your answer once I finish my fish and chips, if you don't keep butting in every few seconds. But we all know there's a bottomless bag. Oh my god, it's actually canon!
The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death.
Okay, I've kind of I think I'm starting to piece together some of it. I don't understand how the body got there, but it was in a hot air balloon which was popped with the crossbow. Because we did kind of get shown the body appearing in a hot air balloon here at one point, I'm fairly sure. And I feel like that wasn't just... I don't know. Anyway. Well, that's what we all thought, but it was a red herring, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I want to see this. Where do they go, Gregson? Where do they go, Gregson?
They just kind of go.
Hold it!
The defense knew nothing of this crucial information.
The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
Sarcastic and insincere? My ideal man. I mean, thanks. Honor's ideal man. So, what was the nature of this sharp object?
Among the accused tools that were in use at the demonstration, one is of particular interest.
Among?
This.
Oh.
Oh yes, that would appear to be some kind of screwdriver. Wouldn't it count?
There he is! My trusty little companion, Andrew!
Because he looks like an A. It's a screwdriver. Andrew, of course.
Can I also just say that him laughing like a supervillain is not exactly helping his case.
Yeah.
Ah, do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools. I mean, friends. I've named them all, you know. We're one big happy family. Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crosshead.
What the fuck is going on?
Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
Ah, that isn't...
It's cranberry sauce. It's blood, beyond all reasonable doubt.
No. And that's not all. The long, sharp shape of this Andrew fella is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
What?
Order! Order! The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence.
Don't encourage this, Your Honor. Professor Harebrain's trusty screwdriver that he named Andrew. There are traces of blood at the tip and it matches the shape of the victim's blood. Oh, okay, so that's why Iris wasn't talking, because she's just not present for this at all.
Yeah. They kind of needed to just have it so Rinosuke was just doing it himself, honestly.
Yeah.
So Iris is just kind of there.
So one of Professor Harebrain's tools is the murder weapon. Not what I meant to do. I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill of the floor of the kinesis machine. Okay. This could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. And a screwdriver that's found poking through the grill in the base of what remains of the kinesis machine has a very distinctive handle. Handrew. This blood. Mr. Assman's, no doubt. It's the problem with looking at murder weapons. There's murder on them.
It's true.
Sharp as a screwdriver as ever, Rienosuke. Great. I didn't press this one, did I? What grounds do you have for saying that? Do you really need to ask? There were only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in front of the whole crowd.
The victim, Mr. Rody Osman, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. That's right, I saw him with my own eyes. Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have done it. Excuse me. Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor!
Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body.
I was just thinking about fairy godparents.
And the witness stand is the best place for that? It seemed as though you might have something to say. About Inspector Gregson's last remark?
Yes, that's right, of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed that victim? Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
I don't know, but there's no way that I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Assman, as you say.
Oh. Explain, please, Professor.
Of course, this cold-hearted bitch, policeman,
I genuinely read it as bitch.
may not be aware, I suppose.
I don't know why I did.
But humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins.
I had heard.
Then surely you see, if I'd plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath, no, a blood swimming pool. But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood.
Oh, no, I suppose not.
You see, not one!
True, I didn't see anything like that.
Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. You barely even need me and my lack of a helper.
Order!
Like, serious talk though. Why is it the defense gets to have a legal aid, but the prosecution doesn't? Where is Van Zeeks' mysterious friend?
Yeah, good question. Pray forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friends adducing?
He's taking a deuce. No, that is something I've kind of wondered about throughout playing the series. Is like, why do we get to and they don't? But okay, we win. Does Edgeworth get a second in spin-off in investigations? Are there even trial investigations?
I have not played investigations, but I do know that there is a Maya equivalent in investigations.
Emma
But I don't know if
Sky,
there are
isn't it?
trials.
Okay.
I will definitely need to play investigations at some point, though.
Yeah.
Here's to you, Albert.
That is exactly what Zeeks would need assistance for.
Of course.
Oh, you're too kind, Barak. But I'm really not a patch on you. the prosecutor, puss!
I was just about to say, Barry the prosecutor!
Barry the prosopus!
Oh my god.
Anyway. Did you say this one? I've lost track slightly.
No, you're not.
No?
You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
I have?
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound.
Of course.
Inspector, enlighten the court, please.
Yes, sir. Where are they going with this?
Very well, you will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson.
Wherever the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed through the air. Oh, they've changed. Okay, now it works. Now it works better. But disappointingly. He's not just making them disappear.
Damn.
Weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body while he was beamed through the air. I could present it.
Objection.
Fuck it, why not? You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal? Look, there was no blood in the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. Only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding.
It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world.
Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage.
What?
Yeah. It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Not this established already in this game and not relevant in any case in the previous game. Now you come to mention it, yeah.
Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate?
Say it.
Sorry, I was hydrating.
Okay.
That you contravened the stussy. Can't believe I'm saying this. The Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Wouldn't it be stuffsy? Not stussy.
No, because the 4 isn't capitalized, so it's not really part of the acronym.
Fair enough.
No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. It was very clear he wasn't to touch a thing. Yes, that's true. Yeah, like this is established already in this game, not relevant in any case in the previous game about the blood stopping. Yeah, that's true. The screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it? What are you getting at? If the tool has still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage. Oh. That's right, it should have been beamed across to the Crystal Tower along with Mr. Assman. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest.
Order! How do you explain this, Inspector?
I don't... It looks as though everything the victim had in his person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred, obviously that should have been beamed to the destination as well. This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption it did actually take place. Alright, time to tighten the screws here. Hey. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Oh, Van Ziegs is stumped. Oh.
Do you have something to say, witness?
Yes, I knew it. It bears out. The equations hold. Mr. Naruhodo, don't worry.
No, don't do it, you fucking idiot. About what?
Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency.
What?
Even if Andrew had been lodged into Mr. Assman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining...
I'm gonna self-hydrate.
Yeah, you really should. I'll just redeem it anyway.
Appreciate it, I'll do it again. More will not hurt.
Well,
Yep.
Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations.
What?
Ow!
it would seem your illusions have been shattered. Clearly, we should hear the accused explanation.
My son's bleeding!
Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation?
Just when I found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientists. What a bunch of pricks.
Very well, the defendant will testify again.
You fucking idiot.
Provide us with the scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold.
In the name of Apollo Justice, I will, my lord. What do you mean he hasn't been born yet? To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states that kinesis cannot transport metal, though, hence the metal weapon would have stayed put.
Is that metal on the glasses? At the very least.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
So we may have found the contradiction already. Worth a shot, I mean.
Yeah.
In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruhodo isn't an inconsistency at all. Mr. Assman was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machine that we built together.
I appreciate you really enunciating the name there.
Mr. Assman!
So, the thrust of your testimony, Professor, is that based upon his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis. In other words...
Did he just kind of... Yeah, everything is pointing to it.
In other words, since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it remained lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on this stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency. And therefore, Professor Albert Harebrain could still have been the killer.
My great hypothesis holds, you see?
Ah, Harry the hypothesis! I'm sorry.
A hot air balloon? Wait, we had to make the cage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason.
I was not addressing you, witness.
Well, I was addressing you.
Oh.
Professor Harebrain?
Yes?
Whose side are you on here?
I don't take sides, Mr. Naruhodo. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I am a scientist, after all.
Genuinely, I could see, if I hadn't seen him in the same room just now, I could see this being Sholmes in cosplay. Is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nipponese friend.
Easy, I've already got it.
Yes, fire away, Mr. Naruhodo.
Everybody's acting like we haven't already figured it out.
Yep. It's a lot less obvious here, but like in the actual testimony, metal was highlighted. They drew so much attention to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Objection.
That is a very good point, actually. Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Good point. Yep.
Yeah, that is literally the opposite of the scientific method. Professor Harebrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct.
In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Assman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim.
What? Metal? No, metal it's not... Metal? No! I hate other Sonics.
If we're this... Just a weird character choice. Just because he happened to mention Silver Blaze, he loves 06 and hates other Sonics. Hi, Onion. Bye, Onion.
I hate Metal Sonic. He's the worst villain. Nothing compared to Silver. It's no use.
God.
I love that line. That's why I'm a mad scientist, because I love Sonic 06.
God.
We've already established the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted the metal rim spectacles would be found in the same place.
Ah! My hypothesis! My hypothesis!
Professor Harebrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but you're fucking stupid, mate. Or that. But your hypothesis is clearly flawed.
Ah!
fucking loony, mate.
Order! Order! Council, what is the implication of this?
If on the day in question the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. But my hypothesis is sound. I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment was proof of all my work.
Objection! If I could say something here, my capacity is a fellow of the Royal Society.
Is it always juror number 4 that seems to have something to do with the actual case?
I mean, yeah, he's a member of the Royal Society or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and before that we had Joan and, what's her name? Quimby.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, juror number 4, go ahead.
Though I can't remember one for, the others offhand.
As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. As a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science.
What? Wait, great Scott, are you suggesting my science is suspect?
This has been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us.
You're saying it's been presented among us?
Yes.
I just want to watch this. Does it change colour? I swear it was purple a second ago. Or was that just a slight... Oh, okay.
Anyway,
That's a nice colour. Let's leave it at that.
In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud.
I'll say the wreckage of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, never! The machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. It's protected by the Stussy.
Oh yeah, this one's me.
What the devil is that blasted act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule?
I don't like the way this seems to be going. A bounder? What's the best way for me to help the professor? It's never wait and see.
Never.
Why do they ever give us that option? Professor Hairbrain has
give up.
Huh?
Just replace the option with give up.
Yeah. Professor Hairbrain has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes. But even so...
Even so, what?
Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection! He had an obvious reason to do exactly that.
For the research grant money.
That's a good reason. Ah.
If the government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculous notion plausible, he and his conspirators will have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators?
Be the value of such a grant £10?
You're an order of magnitude out, madam. £500 a year!
Oh, Christ, okay. Oh, Uar. Okay, I've given this one entirely the wrong voice. That, Uar. You could have answered worth that much for years. Now that's the Uar, there we go.
The Society noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science recently.
Leave the courtroom, the judge won't care.
And plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake.
Delicious, delicious funding cake. I want to see what color it changes next. Okay, back to...
People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
No, I haven't deceived anyone, least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound, the science is sound, please, you must believe me.
Objection!
No matter how unbelievable his hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success.
Ah, Barry the Prosopus.
You know what another one of my favorite ones was? The, what was it? Was it the not a plumber, like a repair guy.
Right, some kind of platypus repair guy? The Perry the Platypus repair guy?
Takes the belt off.
Perry the Platypus!
Oh, yeah. And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed this murder is the accused.
Ah, fuck. I mean, Barrack.
Where is this heading? I have no idea.
My lord, if I may. Yes, Lord Van Zeeks? The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand.
Oh, what?
New witnesses? That would be... What would be the nature of their involvement?
Plumber, thank you.
There were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition who were occupying special seats.
I thought it was plumber, but then for some reason my head went repair guy. Eyewitnesses.
Very well, the court grants the prosecution's request. I should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident. Prosecution stance is clear. The experiment was no postiche. The accused killed the financier victim there on the public stage before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend.
Oh, yes?
Shit, what was that?
I don't know, some idiot driving.
Like oh. Okay, I thought it was like a motorcycle or something.
Nah. Might have been, I
Time
don't
for you
know.
to make your own stance clear.
There's clearly a flaw in the professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. Where does that leave me?
We shall take a short recess now. During which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand. As you wish, my lord. Good, in that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
We're still doing very well for time. May as well carry on if you're up for it.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
This first part of the trial is actually like pretty short, so yeah.
Cool.
Just generally.
Any idea how the second part compares?
Not off the top of my head,
Okay.
but probably about the same. We'll see.
Mr. Naruhodo, the Defendibus. What on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather... What on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start.
Sorry about that.
But you promised me. You said you proved that dratted explosion was an accident, not murder. You said you'd keep my precious invention from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is try to undermine me.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, mate.
Yes, I did make a promise, you're right.
I said I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. Fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there?
But if I just run through some equations... Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete.
Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he?
Oh. Oh no! You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. I'm a disaster, not just as a scientist, but as a human being.
Well, that might be a little over the top.
And while we're on the subject... What about Barak? He's being awful.
Claiming his old university friend to be a murderer, you mean?
He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being! Oh, but no, wait, he's the Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore. Maybe some kind of platypus.
Glad that's cleared up. Can I double check something with you?
Ah, yes, what?
The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved.
I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn with the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet, but please, Mr. Naruhodo, you must believe in it.
Alright, Professor, I understand.
Counsel, defendant. Prosecution's witnesses are ready to take the stand. Court is about to be in session again. Make your way into the courtroom, please.
Okay, who have we got as witnesses? It all hinges on that demonstration. If the professor's hypothesis is as sound as he claims, it leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant.
A practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible. The ceilings in this black void are very high.
There are ceilings?
You'd be surprised.
How did you discover them?
You'd be surprised.
So really, what should I be trying to prove here? That wasn't the flashback, that was just actually Sholmes. He's tapped into the mind zone whilst being a waxwork. Oh wait, no, he's investigating, isn't he? Never mind.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsels for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witnesses to testify?
The prosecution is ready, my lord.
He said defense first, Van Zeeks.
As is the defense, my lord.
So, Lord Van Zeeks, I believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes. Indeed they did. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective.
Did she say she was there? She said she was there, didn't she?
I believe so. So the testimony we're about to hear can be considered highly reliable.
Perfect. A detective of all people. Oh, Bruno, just you wait.
The prosecution's stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration on the day in question was scientifically sound. And consequently, the sole person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused. Thank you, counsel. The prosecution's position is clear. So bring forth your witnesses now. Bailiff, show the witnesses in. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident of the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally. Just bring him in.
What? What? Hey!
There she is. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear. Which one do you want?
How do we want to do this? I've just seen his hat.
Yep.
I think I found the person for my queen voice.
You know what? Fair enough.
My name is... No, that's not it, is it? It's been a while since I've done the queen voice.
Understandable.
Oh, I need to think of a queen line to get into it. Shit. My mind's gone blank.
Chris, get the banana.
Chris, get the banana! There it is! My name is Balthazar Loon! I am the impresario of all the hot air balloons in vicinity of the experimental stage. He is Italian.
It also kind of sounds like Mario, so it works out, yeah.
Yeah. And you get this clearly third skulking brother.
Oh no.
Oh my god, it's a little German boy!
My name is Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund Ormstein.
German boy!
Don't go into the weed cave!
Oh my god, this cave is full of blood smoking. I have come to see the great exhibition from all the way from my home in Bohemia. Oh my god, this exhibition is full of murder.
Oh my god.
I am very rich.
Oh god. Inspector Jean Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective, even though Luke Sholmes agrees.
I did not like voicing this kid for my first time, and I don't think I'm gonna like it anymore this time.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just it's a weirdly draining voice, but I'll keep up with it.
Harry, I'm doing Doofenshmirtz.
I know.
I mean, to be fair, this time around there's two of us, so it's not going to be as exhausting for you.
Yeah, true. Either way, we'll have to be sure to hydrate a lot this time.
Yep.
I was on security duty at the exhibition and I got to go up in one of them balloons. It was amazing.
Gina, again. But she did mention she'd seen the disaster from up in a balloon, actually, didn't she? And she clearly loved every minute of it.
There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage when the incident occurred.
Interesting.
2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time and saw events unfold from the skies above.
You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of circa 60 feet. Very low.
Well, you can't see nothing if you fly too high, can you?
60 feet, about 18 meters then.
Thank you for your introductions. Now you will give formal testimony for the court. Kindly describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who had a vantage point above the stage.
Executive decision, I'm just going full Mario with this dude.
Fair enough.
Wait, did I do that for... I did that for Beppo, didn't I?
No, you did that for, No, wait, I was Ringo.
I was Luigi.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while.
I think I did, because I kept going, woohoo!
Understandable.
It was an incidente terrible. Terrible. It was an incidente terrible. I am only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. Woohoo! Yeah, this does feel familiar.
A huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky beside us.
Balloon popped. I fucking told you. Where the hell did that accent come from?
And from the midst of smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame that Hana's not watching these because she wants to play the game herself. She is missing the little German boy.
I said something in my original stream about that. I was like, oh god, when Hana gets here, she is going to have a word with me.
The cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. It's me.
I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
Into the tower? Yeah.
A most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Could I just clarify something? There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, that there were 2 explosions?
More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here.
And this right here is where they indicated the body falling from. And there is not... I fucking got you. How did they get there, though?
There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear. Then, as power was supplied to the machine for a demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called birdcage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses. The birdcage appeared at the site of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down into the crystal tower.
I was very surprised. Suddenly a cage appeared before my eyes with a person inside.
I don't know whether to spoil for her as a little German boy. 'Cause I do want to say, holy shit, Parry's being the little German.
You don't. I didn't tell her before. I think I should just hold off until she plays it.
Okay, fair, yeah.
I was thinking about gifting it to her, but I'm not 100% sure if her computer will run it, because I think, if I remember correctly, it struggled with the original trilogy.
Yeah, I think, if I remember right, she did try it and it didn't work, so possibly refunded it?
Maybe. Although, no, then I would have... Even if you refund things, I think it still shows if your friends played a thing, so... I don't see her on here, so...
I have no idea, then.
I don't know.
Anyway.
The blast was so hot, but I didn't want to miss a thing, so I kept my eyes wide.
Wahoo!
I still have lots of money.
Precisely who is this curious infant? I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty.
He's clearly a skulkin, you amateurs.
Apparently he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the Great Exhibition.
I am here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
We will have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
What joyous music.
Yeah.
Do we really need that?
When I remove my mask, this is what I look like.
Oh yes, I see. A delightful face, I'm sure.
What did he mean by this? I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so.
Great disguise, then.
The point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the facts for the court. Namely, that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. And furthermore, until the arrival of the police, no one approached the Crystal Tower where the victim fell. Therefore, only the accused who was with Mr. Asman on the stage could possibly have committed the murder. Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear. So, the defense's cross-examination now, please.
Yes, my lord. Okay. Turpenston. We don't have enough to say this is.
Yeah, there's not enough right now for that, so I'd say just hold off.
Okay. There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time, I understand.
Was one of them green?
Sì, all 3 of them, my bellissimi bambini. They are very popular, signors. Some people will pay £10 for one ride. £10? That's more than my annual stipend.
£20 a month, that is my pocket money.
Bros have all the luck. I got there for free, I did. Played the old I work for Her Majesty's police card, you know. Detectives have all the luck. If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though? Because if I have too many in the skies, they could crash into each other.
The operators for the balloons were decided by lots, with each operator manning a particular area.
Oh. See, and the zone above public experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other impresarios, they hate me.
Thank you, witness. I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for balloon rides at the exhibition.
Perhaps we could hear more about what you actually witnessed of the incident.
Right, I can fill you in there, my lord. Huge bang from the stage, and then there's another bang in the sky behind us. So you actually saw the accident happen from up in the air? Yep, isn't it amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling you what, I've been and lies a mug's game. It's join the forces, and we can go flying together. You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think? Everything! We saw everything because we were up above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into the cage and that dodgy professor pulling all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang and the cage disappeared, just like that.
You're describing the moment the subject's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe.
I didn't know what to make of it, but then there was another bang right in my ear. I looked round, there was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky. And then there was nothing there, and there was nothing there before.
Excuse me.
Master Gotts, does your memory of the day differ?
My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name.
Yes, what was it again? Bohemian Boy. Damn it. Young Prince and the Royal Family Bohemian. They caught me out.
I was just going to say, no, that's his name. Bohemian Boy.
Little German boy. A young prince from the royal family of Bohemia with an excessively long name. He witnessed the explosion at the Great Exhibition. I can't believe his name is Balloon.
Yeah.
The impresario's short pleasure voyages in flying balloons. The balloons above the experimentation stage all belong to this man. Cute.
Wilhelm Gottschalk Sigismund Ornstein.
I actually looked up his name just a moment ago, and that name actually does belong to a Sherlock Holmes character. Damn.
Oh my god, cool. That makes sense. Just the 4 names then. The point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remark, perhaps? Oi! Get right, Odo! It's Inspector Lestrade! What did we say? Detective. Why does everyone have a problem with how I address them at the moment?
That is not what I saw.
Oh. Oh?
Yeah, there was a second explosion and it was right beside us balloons, that is true. But I'm sure...
Which is what I said, innit? 1 minute there was nothing there, then next a massive explosion.
My teacher at elementary school said that when someone else is speaking.
I can't believe this kid's a Gryffindor.
You are rude enough to interrupt. You will have the most awful life imaginable.
Oh shit! Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy? Here you go!
Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky.
There we go. A green balloon? Huh? You what? I never saw nothing like that.
Well, I did. I saw it, and you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the council. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed.
Sheesh.
Playing the bleeding rotty card, aren't you? Typical.
I'm taking a hydrate for myself for that.
Wise. Says the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty's police.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your formal testament. In the interest of cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia.
This guys that exploded, it was a green balloon that was next to ours at the time.
Okay, but we don't even need to address that, do we? Considering what we know now.
Could I then... That's not what I meant to do. Oh, what's the button?
The back button.
Yeah. I assume that. I was going to say, I hope that's right, because we still haven't identified it, but the music stopped, so I know I did the right thing. Whoops, Mr. Loon, in your testimony, you said that all 3 of the balloons you had operating at the time were undamaged. See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosions, it would have been terrible. Explosiones. I wonder if you might know what this is. I think it may be... See, part of a balloon, a burnt piece of the fabric of the envelope. Sorry, the envelope. Pardon, that is the large round part of the balloon which becomes filled with hot air. It is made from the very thick fabric lined with rubber. You do not want it to rip when you are in the sky. Just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Guts testified, a green balloon did indeed explode that day. If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence. No! I can't believe his hat. Balloon exploded that day, why didn't the man say so?
Maybe everyone on board was killed.
I fucking love that. Oh no, I haven't spent... Nah.
These real PCs crash 50% of the time anyway.
The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion on the stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon,
causing the balloon to explode? Yes, eminently plausible.
An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts.
This I cannot accept. Why not, Mr. Luna? You are suggesting that I am a liar. That persons died in a balloon incidente.
There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon.
Boo.
The victim was the sole fatality that day.
That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There was no such balloon in the sky. It is non possible. You're saying it's impossible. Why?
This court has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day.
Objection. But we can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about the other balloon until now. My lord, the defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon. Mr. fucking lunatic.
I concur, there's more clearly to the truth here than meets the eye.
Which bit do you concur with, my lord? The
It's
court needs
imperative
to
that
know.
we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel.
The court needs to know, my lord.
Witness will give supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition.
Grazie, my lord. Here we go. Oh, that is me. I immediately forgot. Even though I had the last line as him. As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All 3 of my balloons were carrying passengers. They fell to the ground in an explosion. What a catastrophe! But you can't get away from the fact that a burnt-up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can ya? Coppers at the yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage. The stupido ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes away. Anyway. Oops. Interesting. Third-party balloon, then.
So your assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you.
Si, exactamente. If he even saw the balloon in the first place. I do not like the sound of it. It's very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
If you attack us, we will fight back. It will be war, all out war.
Jesus. What happened to all that war? Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying. That doesn't change the fact that testimony and evidence are contradictory here.
If the defense is unable to find fault with the witness's statements, the court must consider them the truth. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
The situation has clearly changed now. I have to get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witnesses.
It's gonna anyway. Present everything. You couldn't just have forgotten one, maybe. Senor, I might not notice if I was given 100 lentils and one was missing. But we are talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so grande and expensive? Wahoo!
I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. It clearly says a total of 3 balloons.
It's like a house that turns into a wolf.
It would appear no mistake has been made then.
Surely Mr. Stride could have been sent for such a menial task. Wait, who was sent? Yep, thought so. What, me? I'll tell you what I told the boss. East End kids like me can only count up to 2. Wow. Obviously that ain't true, but the boss bought it and said he'd have to go himself in that case. It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think. On that note, Mr. Loon, tell me, what is it that keeps these balloons in the sky? Oh, God. Are you an idiota? Sorry? That is like asking, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright, and a balloon flies because it flies. What else? That must be Italian for I don't know.
There are 2 types of flying balloons: hot air balloons and gas balloons. Hot air balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air. Whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using a gas that is lighter than air.
See, and my balloons are filled with the magic gas, I believe.
Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive. Good lord!
I do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like fire.
Even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode.
What is the matter with you, senor? All that comes out of your mouth is esplosione, esplosione. I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be or I cannot eat. None of my balloons exploded that day, I am completely sure. But if you still say that is what happened, you must show me the proof. Okay. Alright, so Miss Lou had 3 balloons in the air that day. None of them were damaged. Then what was the one that exploded? Don't look at me. I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues? Nah, I'm not into picking stuff off at the ground, me. Always works out way better diving into people's pockets instead. So much for the new career path. Mind you, the boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is though, Cage went crashing into the Crystal Tower, didn't it? So that's where most of the investigating was going on. Even so, I would have thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence. Listen to you. You stumble across a bit of balloon, suddenly you're the best investigator in the world. Pardon? Well, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to. I've got a badge. It's right there on my left lapel. I wouldn't put it past her. Come to think of it, there was talk of some scorching on the ground at meeting we had about the investigation. There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there? Yeah, some of the codes who were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old contraption didn't keel over, eh? I hadn't even considered that.
Seems there was great panic after the incident occurred.
Oh hey, you're there. It's been a while.
Nevertheless, the police shouldn't have missed the torn piece of the envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions.
Oh shit. Like me swiping all his fish and chips, eh? He only has one fish, it's just infinite. Oh, I'm not saying it. God damn it. That is a bad pun. The man's sole pleasure. None of this matters. That scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente. Fucking soul pleasure. You mean the color is wrong? Si, senor. I do not have any green balloons in my warehouse. And yet a piece of green cloth was found at the scene and it's unmistakably from a balloon. Well, I do not know how that can be.
For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage.
A green balloon did explode above the stage.
You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question.
Why not?
There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park operating from before the Great Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date. Unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition?
Si, exactamente. As the senior says, it is not from one of my balloons. Clearly, this little ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken about what he saw. Excuse me. Got something to say, little German boy?
Oh my god, this testimony is full of contradictions.
Something wrong, Master Kotz.
It's Master Wilhelm Gottsreich Sigismund von Ormstein.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, something is very wrong. I know what I saw.
What's the full name again? I like how it's just shortened to Gotts.
Yeah.
That's not even his last name.
There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear over all Bohemia.
God, she's so cool. You can speak as much blood language as you like, but it changes nothing. If we do not have evidence, ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh? Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments.
Evidence? What is evidence?
To give you a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance, some tangible proof of what you claim.
Why didn't you say sooner? I have the photograph here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Good gracious!
What?
I had not been up in a balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. I took lots and lots of photographs. Of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the Strait of London, of the hot eel sellers, the balloon.
And the instantaneous kinesis experiment. Did you take a picture of the hat?
Yeah, full picture.
Really? You did take one?
But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph?
Of course, and then you will see. You will see that I am not lying, that I really did see a green balloon.
Well, I mean...
Hmm.
To be fair, the whole thing is sort of an odd tint of green.
Yeah.
Well, I see you're all too shocked to speak.
Yes, I think shock is indeed the word, young man.
I need this in evidence because I have thoughts. I clicked off it too quickly.
Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it was a green balloon from this photograph, but... That is not my fault, that is the fault of the stupid person who made the camera! Way!
Fucking umlauts on the A's. That is one very bohemian sounding cry.
Very well, the court will accept this photograph as evidence.
A photograph taken by Gotts while he was riding in a balloon. It shows another balloon that he claims was green and exploded moments after he took this shot.
It's not my fault, it's the fault of the person who made the camera.
Okay, let's check this. Okay, I had a thought, but... I had a theory, but now I can see my theory is wrong. My theory was... This cage, which I can now see is still here, in the explosion, just went flying and flew into the balloon, but... Nope. There is whatever this is. Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful CPO memories to take home with you. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph?
It was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang. And a hot wind rushed over my face.
That means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred. Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. I could not give the flying fig. Wow.
Flying fuck.
Lovely language you've picked up. As I thought, Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon. They're trying so hard not to say the little German boy. But Mr. Loon vehemently denies the possibility. And it's hard to imagine the man in charge could be mistaken about the number that were in the air. Still, this inconsistency must tell us something, I'm sure. Okay, he said to present something, so I think this one?
Perhaps.
Oh, good. Huh?
I was just agreeing.
Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gotts took can't tell us the colour of the balloon. But it can tell us something else. Something crucially important.
What?
It shows that the pictured balloon wasn't carrying any passengers.
Oh my goodness, you're right. But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. There would be no sense in it otherwise.
See, they're a pleasure for seeing the view. My balloons only fly with passengers. Cool. Which tells us that the pictured balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day, there was a fourth balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage. The mysterious green balloon. I know nothing, niente. I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine. Look at that thing throbbing. What the fuck?
There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly, one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition. And managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing.
Hey, Anna.
Hello.
Hello. See, the competizione trying to steal my profits. I did not notice because of the esperimento that went wrong on the stage. This fourth balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Assman was beamed from the stage below. Right, so them scraps have fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks. Oops. They didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down. Perfect timing again. Hey, Baroque Fan 6, Ollie and Barry.
Hello, Wano.
But, because no one's winning, it didn't get no attention. Mysterious fourth balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating over the experimentation stage.
Objection!
Photograph just says nothing more.
Stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue traitor. Clearly has nothing to do with the case.
Its relevance does elude me, I must say.
The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded.
Really? Have we really got to the truth yet? Oh, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. Wait, what? Say that they're not. The jurors' minds aren't made up. Not one of them has said anything. What's this photograph tell us? Is there nothing more we can learn from it? Yeah, there is. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. The photograph from Master Gotts may well be hiding one more vital clue. Give up. What's that? Oh, wrong thing. What's that? A vital clue.
He's doing the Skulkin thing.
Oh my god, the fourth Skulkin brother.
The ha.
Oh, I forgot about that. Anyway, sorry.
I saw the opportunity.
Executed perfectly.
We've just been on point with the Kivo timings lately.
Yep.
We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now, so tell the court. What exactly does the alleged clue in the photograph prove?
Balloon's owners. The only thing it can prove. We can reasonably assume that the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right, Jar. It was not my fault.
No one said it was.
Evidently. Because the bird cage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky when it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
No, that's not what happened.
What? It would appear that this photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense, you will highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph of the court.
Why is everyone around me an idiot? Of course, my lord. The fourth and fifth Skulkin brothers. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. What's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have. In a way that leads to an unbelievable conclusion. A clue that heavily suggests the real reason the balloon exploded is... I mean, clearly! How did they not see this? They're willfully ignorant. The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon.
Oh, most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on the film.
Get your head out your ass, vampire.
I'm afraid I can't see nothing of the sort. I am old.
If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is.
Goodness, what is that?
I just said it would become clear.
Undeniably some flash of light, yes.
Oh, golly. Do you think it might be lightning?
I'm just enjoying Jura 3's idle animation.
Fair.
But it couldn't have been a finer day. I believe we may be looking at fire.
A bolt of fire heading straight for the balloon, like an arrow!
He's missing a tooth.
Yeah.
Indeed, even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be a flame of some sort. My word! Are you suggesting that this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon? Objection! That's absurd! The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time.
Do not utter that word in this chat.
We'll have to face him eventually.
Oh, God, yeah.
No flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Actually, it's my opinion that a particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how this is exactly what did happen.
What evidence? If such evidence exists, Council, then for goodness sake, present it, man! What evidence explains this mysterious streak of flame that appears to be headed directly for the balloon?
This fucker. I love flaming bows. This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near the scene. And we didn't present it till now.
Good lord, is that a crossbow?
An arrow dipped in oil and set alight could have been shot from this weapon, sending a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon. Flaming arrow.
I'm suggesting that the crossbow was used to deliberately...
Blimey, you're right! That streak of light in the photo looks just like an arrow, didn't it? Then, the explosion of the balloon, it was... very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside it.
Order! Order! Council, this is an extraordinary supposition.
If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, the shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question.
The noise of the discharge, of course.
That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently. Well, yeah, if someone had shot a gun off in the exhibition grounds, it would have caused a real panic. I know, I did it! But with the big esplosione, there was a very big panic anyway, no? Oops. I don't like this. I should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this, but... something feels wrong.
Objection! You understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend?
If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued... What? Wait a minute, what are you really saying here? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up in the sky after all, or... what?
My goodness me!
Now I understand. That's what that sinking feeling's about. I think there's a good chance the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did I just hear that correctly, Council?
There's no going back now. The horse has bolted. into a hospital.
Oh boy.
Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage in the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. I think you'll all agree it's entirely plausible. Though what I've just described is the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day.
What is this? Good grief!
Objection!
This is ludicrous! What you described is no science experiment. It's child's play! A contemptible display of stage magic!
Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said the experiment was a scientific impossibility. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day.
And in any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the Crystal Tower. If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that?
There's no real way to tell, is there?
No, not really.
Not from there. But I'm guessing that's a fake. If I may put in a word, as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by some simple deception. Juror number 3! All that would be needed is a doppelganger. Someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr. Assman. And having this other man appear on stage to front the... That's where the birds come from! To front the show as a body double! Yes, of course! So in fact... Mr. Assman must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon, right from the start. That's where the birds in Strongheart's room come from. Oops. Jesus Christ, I'm clicking everything.
That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded.
Good thing the man inside had already hydrogen. It wouldn't work in there.
No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture.
Not necessarily. The explosive parts of balloon gas very much depend upon the mixture ratio.
Juror number 4!
Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, they're the experts we needed. A scientist and a magician.
Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered.
The mixture ratio?
Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns. That would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible.
So everything that happened can be explained logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instantaneous kinesis had occurred.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept this is what happened, it means the victim, Mr. Assman, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with.
Ugh.
In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time.
Ah!
This would be very hard for the prosecution to counter. Lord Van Zieks can't credibly maintain that Professor Harebrain is a suspect now. Oh boy, here we go. Mr. Naruhodo, I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Professor? But you can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please. Sorry?
Oh no. What's all this about, Mr. Harebrain?
Nothing. What's up, Arno? I, Albert Harebrain, hereby confess that it was me who stabbed Mr. Odie Assman. Yes, it was me, with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Skull. He did it! I didn't even need to set it up. He did it for me. Andrew the Screwdriver Puss.
A screwdriver?
Andrew the Screwdriver. What are you doing?
Order! 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 Defendant, explain this sudden confession.
Professor Harebrain, what are you talking about? It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine. You stand there and claim it was all a trick, all an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No, you'd have to examine the machine if you wanted to prove it, but then it would all be over. My beautiful hypothesis would be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it. I don't think they ever said best friend. Just that they both happened to be in university at the same time. Was how Van Zieks portrayed it.
The only friend that we know that Van Zieks has. So I think by default.
Well, besides his masked friend, who.
Well, yeah, but the masked person just showed up in this case. These two have a history.
Yeah. I don't know whether to share my theory because I feel like it's equally dumb. And I feel like if I share it and you don't laugh like you did at my first theory, that's going to seal it for me. So I'm not going to share it. Maybe.
Fair enough.
Besides, he's fucking dead. It's clear that you drew the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. Both of their best friend is Andrew. Oh, hang on. It's quite conceivable you would dupe Professor. If you just let me, I can Barrack! Barry, the prosecutor purse.
Yes.
I cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I swear it. So please. Ensure the Stussy is adhered to and protect my creation. For those just joining us, i.e. Arno.
The Stussy.
Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. Or, acronymized is the SDSEA or Stussy.
Still, well,
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed showers at this critical juncture.
Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't remember if you were. Historical moment!
Here's to my learned Nipponese friend.
What?
And his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense's position in light of the accused confession. You intend to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the stussy that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. The prosecution will then demand a rigorous examination of the machinery involved in order to establish the truth. However, if you acknowledge that the machine is genuine and instrumental in the victim's murder, any chance of investigating will be crushed, and the confidentiality of the Professor's hypothesis preserved. And I'd fucking do it again.
Well, counsel, what's the defense's official position on this matter?
You know, at the very least, the old man juror hasn't said it yet, I don't think.
Oh my god, I want him to. Professor Hairbrain, my client actually asked of me. It was to prove the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. But there's no way to do that without implying the professor's guilt. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence, or do I uphold my client's request but see him condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust.
You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend?
We are in a real fucking corner right now. You know what would be really handy?
Yeah?
What I assume Iris's surprise is. That'd be real fucking handy.
Or has all knowledge of English escaped your confused Nipponese mind?
Jesus Christ! Mr. Naruhodo! There's no escape here. I have to make a choice. It's an impossible one. I have to give up on something, but what? The defense asserts that the defendant's instantaneous kinesis machine was in fact...
Make a choice.
Alright, is there a skulking with you?
Maybe. Actually, there's one right here.
There it is. I can't say it. My client placed his faith in me. I can't just let him down. Fuck, I've made the wrong choice. Wait, I just realized the thing wasn't even flashing. The fucking... I wasn't gonna lose a life here.
Oh wait, I know this one. Why is my soundboard not working?
What must I give up on is not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect?
Hello again, Mr. Naruhodo. It's been far too long.
Fucking knew it!
It's me, I'm Iris's secret weapon. Not actually. I wish.
Wait, was she not Iris's surprise?
I actually don't remember.
Wait, have we gone has Bruno gone insane?
I can't say anything yet.
Susato-san? But what are you... Yeah! Okay, no, she's definitely here. Ah! My first Susato takedown in 6 months.
There'll be time to talk later, Mr. Naruhodo. For now, we must concentrate on the task at hand.
It's just working out not what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Ow, my neck. Oh. Professor Hairbrain. Ah, yes? Yesterday you told me that science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too. Yes, of course. And personally, I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Assman. I think you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is that we must both truth behind that is what we must both pursue now. Ah! Ow!
So you finally opened your eyes.
What?
And as for you, Albert, you can't ignore this any longer.
Ah!
Having heard my learned friend's assertion, would you have something to say?
About it. Lord Van Zeeks.
Gosh, I've never heard him speak that way before.
I'm so confused on if she's actually here or if we've snapped. In truth, there is one thing, something I've remembered that's of relevance. What? On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding that crossbow.
I beg your pardon?
Professor, did the man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like? Taller than me and thinner than me, with straight hair, straighter and wider than mine. Let me see, less lens than me too, a monocle, a rather stylish black monocle. But one thing in particular would help to positively identify the man. You see, I knew him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention. And my lover.
What?
Oh, sorry, you didn't know? He built the machine? That's right, Mr. Assman introduced... Assman introduced him to me a year ago.
This is going places.
He's a man by the name of... Enoch Drebber. Enoch? Oh, these two know each other. Know him.
This name means something. Members of the jury seem flustered. Not a name any scientist wishes to hear. That's an abomination!
Not a name any conjurer wishes to hear either. Who on earth is he?
I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of this nature that I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of other flamboyant experiments that turn out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously the rascals after the government's research grant money.
When magicians are in need of money, I've heard of them resorting to these underhand tactics. You like my Batman playing some acquaintances of mine with experience of such things have mentioned Enoch Dreba's name before.
The man is both an engineer and a magician. Yes, we're dealing with an unparalleled confidence trickster here. That's Enoch Dreba for you.
I'm not trading my Charizard.
So it's true then. My invention, my great machine, it was just a grand illusion?
Considering what we've just heard about Mr. Dreba's character, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely.
Even though no one else believed it, I wanted to. I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted.
Which is why you were so opposed to it being investigated, I presume.
I knew that if the machine was examined in detail, its construction would give away my hypothesis. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen, but at the same time, I knew that if it was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a wicked deception, that everything I'd worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified at the prospect.
So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built, and the true nature of Mr. Dreba?
I never questioned anything. I didn't want to question it.
It's entirely possible that Mr. Assman and Mr. Dreba were working together to use you as a means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money.
When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moment of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Dreber had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really don't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore.
Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor.
Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded by the Stussy?
Yes, please go ahead. I'm very sorry.
It would appear that we shall have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day now. Lord Van Zeeks?
My lord?
The court has newly been made aware of another party whose involvement in this matter is critical.
Yes, Mr. Dreba.
Gather information about the man. If possible, I should like him served with a subpoena.
With pleasure, my lord.
Now, counsel for the defense.
Yes, my lord.
Good luck. When we reconvene, I shall be looking for one thing and one thing alone from you. Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused.
I understand.
Good. In that case, this court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
Or next week.
Well, probably the week after. I can't imagine we'll get through investigation and trial.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Unless, how long is this investigation?
From what I remember, pretty meaty.
Okay.
I can look at my schedule and see if I have an open day if you want to try and do the two in 1 week this time.
Could do. I think my next week's pretty nebulous. Wednesday is Stardew. I think we're doing D&D on Thursday this week, so Monday, Tuesday should be open, I think.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday are probably my open points right now as well, so whichever works better for you.
Cool. Mr. Naruhodo! The Defenderpuss! Yes? I'm so sorry! I was wrong, you were right, I tricked you, you trusted me, I dragged you into my mess, ready godparents! Oh, how did I ever come to this? I'm so sorry! Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean. About what he was really constructing. Not really. That machine was the embodiment of my hypothesis, of all my hopes and dreams. I had complete faith in it. Alright, in that case, I won't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands. So we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial resumes tomorrow. What do you mean, we? Well, thank you for doing so much for me.
I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Naruhodo.
Arriving late?
Didn't you receive my postcard? I wanted to let you know when I'd arrive.
Postcard? What postcard?
I hid it from you, Bruno, so it'd be a surprise!
Okay, so this was a surprise. Alright.
Okay,
Remember.
Okay, so she really is there, but no one in the court reacted to her. We didn't hear her come in. I'm so confused.
Well, did it work?
I was surprised, alright, especially when she threw me to the ground for no reason in the middle of a trial.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out.
Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in future.
Susie's train was late into London Victoria this morning, you see. Oh, we made the coachman really whip the horses hard so she didn't miss the whole trial.
Wow.
I was watching from the gallery for a while, but in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Oh.
Having you at my side in court gives me the strength I need to win. So, I'm delighted to see you back in London.
You're too kind, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm delighted to be here. I hope I can continue to be of service to you.
Of course. So, what's brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest?
Save all that conversation for when we're back at home, shall we?
For fuck's sake. No, I want this now.
Next week. You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever for the special occasion. Oh, Iris, how wonderful. I can't wait.
Susato-san was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time, but despite my elation, our tale was about to take yet another extraordinary turn. Excellent! Managed to get through 2 parts of a trial today, which is nice.
Yeah.
And it's gonna do this. Reload those chips, Gregson. Don't need to save. Yeah, I think that is it. I think that's probably a good point to end on.
All right.
Holy shit. I kind of wish I hadn't predicted what Iris's surprise was, but I knew she had to be coming back at some point, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like if not this case, then next case when emissaries from Japan were apparently arriving in London in a couple weeks' time.
Yeah.
It was yeah. It was bound to happen. And my voice is destroyed because I overdoofed.
Drink water.
Yep, I am going to continue to do so. But let's, in the meantime, get a raid on detector.
Yeah.
Someone needs to be framed for murder. That's the spirit. I'm gonna raid Freaks. I feel like it's been a while since I've raided them. Yeah, that is it from me this week. Perry, are you streaming tomorrow?
Yep. Gonna just stream more Monster Hunter probably.
Oh yeah, 'cause you finished Klonoa, didn't you?
Yeah.
I need to go back and see what the ending was, because Jesus Christ, you said it hit surprisingly hard again.
The more I think on it, the sadder I get. God.
Jesus. Okay. Wow.
But yeah.
Holy shit. Baby Game's got hands.
Yeah. Yeah, Monster Hunter tomorrow, and then I think I'll be doing Leighton versus Wright, the bonus part for that on Sunday. So
Oh, nice.
I'll be doing 4 Ace Attorney streams this week.
Jesus. And
Just
then,
like old times.
I always hear about Klonoa, but I don't know anything about the series. Parry played is it the remake of the first one?
Yes, they released the first and second game together on Steam recently, and I played the first one through that.
Yeah. Oh crap, raid time is almost up. I should really say my goodbyes. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Huge thanks to Parry for being part of this. I'm back next week, probably Monday, Tuesday with this. Something about outros. Bye!
Oof.